morning, everyone, and welcome along. I believe this is episode number 59 of our F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. It is time for the Hungarian Grand Prix, and today's going to be a little cracker, folks. So, let's have a look at our facility, and as you can see, it looks pretty damn good, actually, if you don't mind me saying so. We've got, hopefully, an ultimate chassis upgrade coming in. That will certainly do the business. You can see there our progression as of the British Grand Prix. We've been going like that. Everyone else has been going sort of like that. A nice, easy, steady curve, as they say. Tatiana worth 8.1 million. We renewed her in the last Grand Prix. We'll be sorting out these sponsors. Let's have a look at the Constructors' Championships even. Jackie leads the way by 115 points from Carlos Sainz, Tatiana Calderon P3, then Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, Danny Ricciardo, Esteban Ocon, Noah Matsushita, and Max Verstappen, your top 10 in the Constructors' Chaseliner. We're racing away with it, followed by McLaren, Mercedes, Renault, Ferrari, Red Bull, Racing Point, AlphaTauri, Alfa Romeo, Williams, and Haas. And one guy yet to score, poor old Kevin Magnussen. You got to feel for the guy. He's moved to a primo drive and he's going to score a big fat goose egg. I hope not. I hope he gets some good points. So there is everything coming in very nicely. Thank you very much. We've arrived at Budapest for the Hungarian Grand Prix at the HUngaroring. And that's my phone. So, you can see we got that ultimate chassis upgrade. We love the ultimate chassis upgrade there. So, what is next? Well, we could get these minors, and they'll be in for, I believe I saw the Belgian Grand Prix there, so get these minors in. Front and rear, it doesn't matter if we rush them or give them a standard, they're in for the Belgian Grand Prix. Easy as you like. We will try and get that minor tyre wear upgrade as well for the Belgian Grand Prix too. No promises though. What I will promise, we'll get practice, we'll get qualified, we'll see you on the start grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen. Yeehaw!
It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of the Formula One World Championship. We don't expect too many retirements at this track. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher. He made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. The HUngaroring, it's like Monaco without the boats. 14 corners, 6 to the left and 8 to the right, and some very tricky corners to deal with. These rainy conditions out there aren't going to help either, so it's very likely we'll see a safety car or two during today's race. With the Grand Prix nearly upon us, Anthony Davidson is by my side once again to offer his perspective. Let's talk about Rose. What do you make of their performance so far this season?
It's been a really solid year so far. There have been some incredible standout performances, but what's really impressed me has been the consistency. With this kind of form, I'm expecting another great race today.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Rose lines up on pole position, and P2 goes to Daniel Ricciardo, a strong showing from the Australian. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Hamilton, Tatiana Calderon, and Sainz, Norris, Verstappen, Leclerc, and Alexander Albon, Perez, Kvyat, Esteban Ocon, and Magnussen, Stroll, Gasly, Antonio Giovinazzi, and George Russell, Latifi, Matsushita, De Vries, and Kimi Raikkonen finishes off the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Well, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's raining here at the Hungaroring. That means this race is probably going to end up being a boring old race fest, snooze fest or something. Pole position for Jackie. She was sublime in qualifying, absolutely sublime. There is the race. We shouldn't make a pit stop on the intermediates. We should be going straight to the end, and hopefully that is what we'll do. No promises, though. You never know what's going to happen around here. We're underway. It's lights out. Away we go for a rather soggy and rather damp Hungarian Grand Prix as Jackie leads them down into turn one. One of the Mercedes and the Renaults right behind. There's Tatiana, there's Bottas. He's the unfortunate Mercedes. Then you've got Danny Ricciardo. I think it's Danny Ricciardo. Is Esteban Ocon there? If it's Ocon, no, I think it's Ricciardo back there. It's one of the two. I cannot remember which it is. But into turn 3 and up the hill to turn 4. Normally in the dry, flat out in the wet. Not so much. It's a very dangerous and very treacherous course. Is that Tatiana in P4? It certainly is Tatiana in P4. Having a good race at the scene where she won her very first Grand Prix 1 season ago, if you all remember that. I think you all remember that. Look at the rain dripping down the camera as we go through the tricky S section. And there is Bottas, there's Tatiana. They're all here through turn, I think that's turn 10. Yes, this is Ricciardo in P3. Carlos Sainz rounded out the top 5 in P5. Hopefully it's not going to be one of these boring races that we have at Hungary, that the only passes that happen are down the start-finish straight. Hopefully we do get some more action with some of the faster cars in the back of the field, as they would say, as Jackie comes around the last corner. Oh, I thought we had yellow flags there, but it was just one of the advertising hoardings as we head down to the first corner at the start of lap number 2. Oh, very nicely done. Seems like she's got a bit of a run, but now towards the end of lap 2. Let's see. Well, obviously she'll set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. See, she's also extended the gap out to Bottas. That's unusual. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And they're not even close. Ah, this might be easier than we thought. Moving on to the end of lap number 3 now. She's already set a fastest middle sector. Will it be another fastest lap for Jackie? It won't be another fastest lap for Jackie. She's nearly 3.5 tenths off that lap. It's just hopefully we'll see some action very soon. Moving on to the next lap now. The gap's out, got out to 2.5 seconds to Bottas. Again, fastest in the middle sector. Will she be fastest over the line? And it is a new fastest lap. 4 tenths, for nearly 5 tenths shaved off there. That's a hell of an effort for Jackie going into turn number 1 on lap number 5. End of lap number 5. Still no action to be had. The gap ever increasing to Valtteri Bottas. I'm hoping for a rain race when we come back here on... well, it won't be season 4, it'll be season 5. And not the fastest lap, but definitely a fastest sector. So this track, as it's gripping up, starting to give out more time, which is good. But move to the end of lap number 6 now. Still nothing has happened as of yet. Decent green first sector, not a decent middle sector, but over the line it's another fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Shaving off 100th off her previous best of 27.049. That's a pretty darn respectable time. End of lap number 7, 2 red sectors, so... But the gap ever increasing to Bottas, and the gap back to Ricciardo is increasing from Bottas as well. She's only, though, 800 slower on that lap. I say only. We act like only 800s is a bad thing. It really, really isn't. But you can start seeing now she's in the rhythm. And now she's got everything going. The time to Bottas is increasing. Maybe 105 AI on the wet around Hungary is a good thing. But coming through the end of lap number 8, red first sector, green middle sector, it's a purple last sector, and another fastest lap of the Grand Prix. She's into the 26s now. This is like, I think she's come out here and it's qualifying exhibition time. It's all about them qualifying laps. End of lap number 9, green first sector, green middle sector, so not PBs, but... well, actually, yes, personal best and another fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Oh, be still my beating heart. Tatiana can't seem to get past Ricciardo, and that's the problem with Hungary, because if you get caught in the DRS train, well, not, there is DRS, there's only one place to pass, and that's down into the first corner here. And if they're not willing to take their chances, you set another fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Jesus Christ, is there any end to these fastest lap of the Grand Prix? Somebody, anybody, please. Somebody be still, my beating heart. On to the end of lap number 11 now. Gap to Bottas out to nearly 11 seconds. She went purple. Oh my God, she went 2 purples. And pulls out a 26.7. I mean, it is like qualifying laps out here. She's just out here having a fun. And now look at this on lap 12. She's purple. Purple. I'm expecting 3 purples and then to go into the 26.5s or 26.4s. Let's see what it's going to be. 26.494. Jesus Christ. As the Grand Prix going on and the track's getting a little bit better, just a little bit better, she's finding more out of this. And look at this on the end of lap 13. It's purple again. Bottas is nearly 15 seconds down the road, and that's a 26.1. She's going to be into the 25s at this rate. She may even get into the 24s. The more confidence she's finding in the braking zones as well. And look at the end of lap 14. This is really like qualifying here. You are seeing an absolute dominant performance in the rain here as we go into the 25s with another fastest lap of the Grand Prix. This is, if you're Toto Wolff and Cyril the Beatbull and Zach Brown on the pit wall, you're looking at this and you're wincing every time she goes over the line. That was a terrible lap. 26.9. That was terrible. Pull your sock out there, girl. Pull your finger out your ass. That was a terrible lap. Okay, she'll go again. End of lap number 16. Now, I think the grip has actually gone from the tyres here. I think the tyres have give the best lap that they can possibly give, which comes out the last corner. Yeah, 27.0. So now the tyres have given up here. But look at the gap she's still got to Bottas. She's 18, nearly 19 seconds in front of him. It's a further 30 seconds back to Tatiana. That's painful. That's painful if your name's Tatiana Calderon. But, yeah, I apologise, guys, because as we go for another red sector there, nothing happened. Nothing at all happened in this Grand Prix. No pit stops, no passes, nothing. So it's going to be quite easy, really, as Jackie comes out of the last corner. And, well, you love to see it, but she wins the Grand Prix. Not the best Grand Prix to win, a bit boring, and I apologise for that fact. But, yeah, she won the Grand Prix. Esteban Ocon, driver of the day. And let's guarantee that Esteban Ocon did absolutely nothing, folks.
Well, that might not have been the finest race in history, but there's no question it was a critical win. So, Anthony, what made the difference out there today?
Well, they clearly have a car that comes alive in the kind of conditions we were dealing with today. It's a very balanced package in the wet, and what that means is that the drivers have confidence to attack. And having that confidence gets you on the power earlier, it lets you brake later, and can put you a long way up the road.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted.
You're exhausted.
But I'm sure it's
Look,
nothing
Tatiana is on the podium.
They've worked hard.
How did Tatiana get on the podium?
Great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
I didn't see Tatiana pass anyone. Did Ricciardo have a penalty? Oh, well, both girls are on the podium. We'll take that. We'll take that, absolutely. Give him another spray, and we'll queue up, you know who then, shall we?
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Rose increases their championship lead. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Difficult call, but I'd like to say Esteban Ocon. He's just so gifted at getting the most out of his tyres, and he showed that today.
Let's move on to the Constructors. The current leaders continue to extend their lead at the top. There was also a strong showing from the Mercedes team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ants, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, I can only apologise for that, folks. That, I'll be honest, that was pretty bad. Literally, I went through the whole replay, every single car on every single lap. Nothing happened. No passes, no nothing. That's why you saw what you saw, and that's why Jackie took the victory here at the Hungarian Grand Prix, followed by Valtteri Bottas. Tatiana comes home with a P3. Daniel Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, Max Verstappen, Esteban Ocon and Charles Leclerc, your top 10. Take a look at the rest of it. Not even a DNF. Last Kimi Raikkonen down at the back of the field. That's one of those occasions where I feel bad for you guys because you've had to watch that, but it's Hungary, man. Not a lot I can do. Let's see if Claire has any questions for us.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts.
I'll gladly give you our thoughts.
How are you feeling after that win?
Jackie, after that win, is feeling absolutely on top of the world. There was nothing that went wrong for her. Everything went absolutely perfect. Cool as you like.
Things are looking up after last week.
They certainly are looking up. They've been looking up for the last few races, actually. She's not had the best, but we brought some chassis upgrades.
How did your team respond to the poor conditions today?
Pure. Oh, brilliantly. Top notch.
Your teammate had a great race today and was
Yes, she
rewarded
was.
with the podium. Do you have any comments?
We're getting used to seeing Tatiana on the podium, aren't we, butthole?
Appreciate your time.
And yours as well. So, her rivalry with Carlos Sainz. Jackie is leading the way 13-7. 5 races to go in that rivalry. All looking good. There's Tatiana moving up to level 13 acclaim. Team is still on level 21 but chugging along very nicely, if you don't mind me saying so, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly 2.5 million in the bank. Problem is, what we're going to spend it on. Tatiana lost us 5k. She'll make that back. Every confidence she'll make us that back. 10.36 million in the bank. I think it's time for an upgrade. I think it's time for a facility upgrade, don't you?
We're making good profit against our running costs.
Hey, now would you like to shut the fuck up, Colin? Shut the fuck up. That's much of a pleasure. Right then. So we've got 4 days to a press interview and the season break. So let's see, what can we put in here? I think the obvious choice would be to put in the reaction training and the power team building. That will fill everything up very nicely, if you don't mind me saying so. That's my opinion. I'm entitled to it. As far as the facility goes, level 3 on everything. So, let's see, what could we get for a 10 million? What could we get for 10 million bucks? We can get the final durability thing to the facility. Look at that. Look at that marketing department. Ooh, I tell you what, I've seen something I like there. We could throw 10 million at that. But guys, let's get 25 likes on the video if you'd be so kind. Do get subscribed if you haven't already done so. For more F1 2020 My Team Career Mode, more Death Stranding, Detroit Become Human, Marvel Spider-Man, whatever we play, if we do decide to play games on Sundays. Stay safe, be kind to each other if you can't be kind. We'll see you tomorrow for, I believe it's Death Stranding. See you Wednesday for the Belgian Grand Prix, folks. Ta-ta for now.